Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. We created this club.
Sorry, Rini, you just stopped. Oh no, you are recording. I'm sorry. I thought you stopped the recording. I didn't see the button. Oops, sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
let's start over. Good morning, and welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. We created this club to provide a safe space for women to share and inspire each other. So grateful to have Cynthia this morning to be presenting for all of us this amazing topic, Journey to Emotional Intelligence. Embrace, process, and heal. All of us need this. So, Cynthia, with that, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your background and why you decided this topic. Thank you again, everyone.
Yes, thank you for having me, friends. This topic is really important to me because as a child, really, I look back now with my adult understanding of the world and my experiences. As a child, when I was 7 years old, well, even before that, I was the child of two families. So my parents divorced when I was too small to have any memories around it, and also remarried people that already had children. So suddenly, by the time I had memories, I was part of two families, two complete families that had lots of kids and parents and all that. So I went back and forth, and I was kind of the middle child. And if you know anything about middle children, we make sure that we don't rock the boat. And the only real value of my emotions was to spread joy and love to everybody. And then when I was 7 years old, my my stepdad, whom I was raised by, he was in an accident and became a paraplegic. And so then also I recognize this as an adult. My way of being in the world was just to make everybody happy. And so really joy, joy, joy was the only feeling that I was encouraged to have. And that doesn't really serve me, my body. It doesn't serve us as human beings. We are whole human beings. And in order to have the richness and fullness in life, we get the opportunity to lean in, embrace our emotions. They are there for really great information and learning. If we just have an opportunity to know how to process them and be with them and recognize that they're really valuable tools that they tell us information. And so what I'm really passionate about showing now is a process to do that, because I'm really recognizing as I'm interacting with other coaches and people in leadership is that, wow, our society, people today, we don't have these skills. We don't have this understanding. And so what's happening is people are reaching for substances to numb their feelings because they don't have coping skills. People are reaching for other things like scrolling and doom scrolling and just something to numb what it is that we're experiencing because we just don't have this information. So now I'm on a mission right now to um, share with the world this 5 steps to feeling your feelings. So just a practical guide to embrace, process, and heal and learn from what it is that we're experiencing. So these emotions don't get stuck in our bodies. So that's what I'm here for. Kind of a little short synopsis. Lots of things happened in between there, between 7 and 45. But thank you for inviting me and offering me an opportunity for you all to experience this too. I did
That,
provide a workbook, and I just want to
yeah,
make sure that
go.
everybody has that. You guys,
Yes.
okay, great.
Go ahead with your presentation and just leave time, maybe like 15,
Yeah,
20 minutes time for us to chat about your topic and the feedback.
yes, absolutely. That's definitely built into my agenda. It's a value of mine. We want this experience to be, oh, thanks, Lachelle. I love that I got a super participant.
Yeah, Michelle, it's awesome.
All right, such a sweetheart. I love that. Well, can we start off by just taking a moment? I am not necessarily an expert in this field, although I'm very, very passionate about it, and I've got some tools to share with the world. The expert really is Conscious Leadership Group. And so I'd love to start off by just showing a video that they put together because it's so wonderfully concise. Is that okay if we just start there to have a foundation of what this is that I'm going to be doing? Okay,
Yes.
great. So I'm just going to bring up a video and then you all get to let me know if you can hear it okay here. Okay, can you see a hand looking like it's writing?
Are you willing to feel your feelings? Brought to you by the Conscious Leadership Group. Find them on the web at www.conscious.is.
How's the volume there?
Conscious leaders value feelings, theirs and others. Many leaders believe that feelings must be avoided at all costs. Their mantra is just the facts, data only. We believe this mantra is madness. First, because it's impossible to live and lead this way. And second, because even if we could, we'd be missing one of the greatest resources for decision-making, team building, and creativity. Some studies indicate that EQ, emotional intelligence, is more important to a leader than IQ. Your heart is at least as important as your head. Emotional intelligence begins with becoming emotionally literate. Emotional literacy begins with knowing what a feeling is. We define a feeling as energy in motion, emotion. This energy shows up as sensations in and on the body. Emotions are often attached to thoughts, but they're not thoughts. Emotions don't occur in the mind, they occur in the body. Butterflies in the belly, pressure in the chest, constriction in the throat, tears in the eyes, tightness in the shoulders or jaw. Conscious leaders connect to their bodies and learn the language of sensations. Emotions come and go. The sensations in the body last less than 90 seconds. The body knows how to allow the sensations and how to let them go. Most leaders override the body. They suppress and deny emotions, causing energy to get stuck in the body. This unreleased emotional energy is the cause of much physical, psychological, and relational suffering. Here's how to release emotion. 1. Make a commitment to feel your feelings. Most leaders are committed to not feeling their feelings. 2. When a feeling comes, name it. We teach leaders that there are 5 core feelings. We recommend that you name your feelings with one of these 5 words: anger, fear, sadness, joy, and sexual feelings, which many people choose to call creative feelings. 3. Locate the feeling in your body. Get out of your head and into your body. Stop thinking thoughts as best you can and start feeling sensations. Simply ask, where is this feeling in my body? Answers like my stomach, jaw, neck, fists, back are what you're looking for. 4. Describe the sensations. What are the sensations doing? Buzzing, popping, twisting, pulsing, eating, swirling, pinching. 5. Welcome the sensation. This is counterintuitive. Most people are trying to get rid of feelings, especially the ones they label as bad, but the axiom is true here. What we resist persists. Welcome the sensations with a few breaths of acceptance. Simply allow them to be here as best you can. Just this practice alone of accepting the sensation will often allow it to release and move through the body. 6. Match the sensation. If the sensation remains, match it with sound and movement. Ask yourself, if this sensation could make a sound, what would it be? If I were to match it with movement, what would I do? Babies do this naturally. You were once a baby too. You've just forgotten how easy this can be. They cry, scream, wiggle, shake, and crunch their faces. In a few moments, the emotion is gone, and they return to presence. You can do the same. 7. Question the emotion. The question you ask the emotion once you've released the sensations is this one: what are you here to show me? Emotions are filled with wisdom. Here are some of the things they are here to show us. A. Anger. What or who is no longer of service to me or the collective and needs to be changed or even ended? B. Fear. What needs to be learned or faced? C. Sadness. What or who do I need to let go of and grieve so that something new can emerge? D. Joy. What or whom do I need to appreciate fully and celebrate completely? E. Sexual or creative. What do I need to create and bring into the world? Feelings come. They last less than 90 seconds if we feel them fully and release them through our bodies. They leave behind tremendous wisdom and knowing. Are you willing to feel your feelings?
So the first question is, are you willing to feel your feelings? And if the answer is no, then this process won't work for you. So that's where we all begin, is this question of, are we willing to feel our feelings? And if so, then great. If not, then maybe we get the opportunity to do some additional work somewhere else. Maybe some coaching or mindfulness or something like that first. So it all starts there. And I saw you all nod your head. You're totally willing to feel your feelings. Great. Good. That means we can work together. Okay. Well, I got a question for you, and I'm just going to offer you a minute or so to take a moment to ground in this question of what matters most about feeling your feelings. So we just watched this video, gained a little bit of insight, a little bit of understanding of like, oh, I don't want these things to manifest in other ways. I don't want them to cause me pain or illness or disease. So what's the alternative here to embrace what it is that we're feeling in a moment and pause and notice what's happening and ask a couple questions. So as you, if you have page 2 of the workbook available for you, Sandra, did you get the workbook too? Okay. All right. Oops.
I think anybody that comes in late.
Yeah, I wasn't sure when you
don't see the
arrived.
previous- yeah, you don't see the previous. Sorry for being late.
It's all good. Your timing is perfect. Your time is, did you get to see part of the video? Great. That is great. Okay. So if we just take a moment, we're looking at page 2, and I'll go ahead and bring up a visual too. So that way, if you don't have your workbook, that's okay. If you've got a piece of paper, that works too. All good. So the question always is, when you're in a learning environment, we all have time that's super valuable. And so to give us an opportunity to recognize why it is that we're spending time here is really important. Because we're not only spending time for ourselves, but what happens for us, we get to share with our relationships and with our community and the world. So as you think about feeling your feelings all the way through, or embrace, process, and heal by having some tools in your toolbox to process these feelings, why does that matter to you? How does it impact your relationships by having these tools in your toolbox?
I think it's, am I muted or not? I can't see my.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that you don't want to get pent up and get frustrated, and get, feel stuck because you can't express your feeling. I know in my case, lately, one of the trick tool that I'm using is that, do I have control or do I not have control? Because there was a situation, it's my daughter, her situation, and that I was like not exactly happy with the situation, and I was frustrated. And then I asked myself, because like she's an adult, I can't tell her what to do or not to do. She's not going to listen to me anyway. So and then I was becoming sad and feeling kind of mad and all that. And then I thought, do I have control or do I not have control? She's an adult. If I don't have any control, I need to let it go and let her process that. I've already talked to her about it, and I need to let it go. So if I have control, then I can kind of manage and navigate my thoughts and feelings from there. The consequences, like, for example, is this a big deal or is this not a big deal? What kind of loss? I would actually analyze it and evaluate it. Okay, let's say if it's financial, I said, how much money are we talking about? Are we talking about a lot of money? Is this going to make a difference? Is this going to change my life? Is this going to cause me to not be able to, whatever it is the situation is? And if the answer is no, then I said, okay, then let it go and be okay with it. That's my way. And I'm sure each of us have a way of navigating and processing our feelings. So Cynthia, is it okay if we start sharing here?
Yes, I do have a lot of content though. So if you
Okay.
all want to share, maybe in the chat, I would love to know what emerged for you there. Like, why is this important for you or your relationships, the community that you live in, the world? So whatever bubbled up there around answering that question, I invite you all to drop in the chat so that way I can see kind of just what bubbled up and we can maybe have a little side conversation there too, because I want to get to the meat, the goodies, because there's 5 steps. And so what I invite you all to do is think about an experience that you had recently, maybe in the last 24 or 48 hours, where you felt a little reactive. And you're like, oh, what's going on here? And either you were like too busy to even think about your feelings. And so you're just like, I'll just set them aside, go about my work, do my important things right now instead of feeling. A lot of people think, oh, feelings just take too much time. Right? Or you're just not in a safe place where you can pause and notice what's happening. And yet there's so much value in just taking a couple minutes. And this process really, truly only takes a couple minutes. As I'm taking you through the experience, it may seem like it takes longer. And yet I've got a little tool for you, a bonus for hanging out here today at the end of our call. It's a video. It's a video that you can just save on your phone to help you go through this process too. So you don't always have a workbook and all that available. Thank you for sharing, ladies. Processing my feelings means that I feel like I'm behind a glass wall, just viewing the people place. Oh, wow, Jessica, that's a really lovely image. I like that. What's going on around us in the world? So many people are on edge and have unprocessed emotions. Yeah, Lachelle, you and I definitely are in the same boat of recognizing that like a lot of pain and discomfort and dis-ease in our bodies is because we don't have these tools. So thank you for being part of my process of helping people be aware of what's going on within themselves so they can have another tool. If you want to join me on page 3, I just want to ground in that there's 5 core feelings. And this is based on a lot of research that all emotions, energy, and motion boils down to 5 core feelings. So we've got sadness, fear, anger, joy, and creative feelings or sexual feelings. And you can kind of see how all these other feelings kind of fall in one of the buckets. So when you're recognizing a feeling, the first step is to define it. Define the feeling. So if I'm taking a person on a coaching experience and I say, what feeling are you feeling right now? So think about that experience that you had in the last 24 to 48 hours where you didn't have time to think about your feelings. You were too busy. And what feeling did you have around there? So that's the first step, to define it. And the best way to do it if you're in a place is to speak it out. So I can think of a feeling that I had recently, and the feeling was frustration. And yet, what is that feeling most like? In that moment, the feeling was most like anger. And what's really curious is most women never choose the word anger. What's up with that? No, that's a man feeling. They're allowed to have anger, but we aren't, because that's not nice. I digress. A lot of you are shaking your head, right? Oh my gosh. So, what power is there available to us just by defining an emotion, just by saying, I feel blank? So if you would like to play along with me, go ahead and move on to page 4. We'll start by just dropping in the chat, I feel blank. When you think about that experience that you had in the last 24 to 48 hours, go ahead and place in the chat. What did you feel? Did you feel anger, fear, sadness? Maybe it was joy. Maybe it was creative, scared and insecure. Thank you, Jessica. Right, Tamara. We are taught that it's unbecoming of a woman to be angry. Frustration, compassion, joy. Thank you. Yeah. Creative joy. So just taking a moment and recognizing, oh, I felt this thing. That's where it all begins. If you're willing to feel your feelings, then take a moment to define it. And then the next step is to locate and describe the feeling. I kind of put these together because they can be all in one, really. So I feel it in my blank. And it feels blanking. So you would fill in the blanks here. I feel it in my stomach. That's usually where I feel anger. And you'll start to recognize patterns usually where you feel it. And it feels constricting. So if you want to play along and go ahead and drop in the chat where you felt it or feel it now as you recall this experience that you just had in the last 24 to 48 hours. Where did you feel it? And go ahead and give it a descriptive word or a verb, if you will. It feels blanking, buzzing, popping, twisting. These are just examples. You can come up with a different ing word. Sandra, thank you. I feel it in my gut. It shows up instantly if I'm paying attention. Feel it in my shoulders and back. It feels heating and stabbing. Thanks, Lachelle. Clenching in my stomach and jaw, my heart. My heart felt constricting. Burnout, I felt it in my chest. I would love to know if you were to give it an ing word, what did that feel like? Did it feel burning in your chest, constricting in your chest? Sandra, engaging. All my feelings are always pretty quick. The good, bad, and the ugly. That's great. Gripping in my solar plexus, constricting. Thank you. Thank you. You're all doing amazing. I love how quick you are. I can tell that you've been doing some work. Sometimes this is a struggle for people to recognize, oh, where is it and how to describe it. Okay, well, now that you've done the first two steps, let's move on to step 3. This is often the place where you get to pause. So you got this ing feeling, clenching, constricting, burning, whatever it is. And the invitation is to take a few gentle breaths deeply into the belly and to not overanalyze it. So just allow yourself to breathe a little slower, deeply into the belly a few times. Some people, it's helpful for them to count in their mind, maybe to 3 or 4 on the inhale and the exhale. But if you want to make it real simple, just a few gentle breaths deeply into the belly is all we need. And after you've done that, you can assess, has the clenching released itself? Has the buzzing, the heating, whatever, the tingling, the constricting, has it dissipated? And if it's still there, then this is an opportunity. Tamara, yes, isn't that interesting? Just breathing and being with it for a moment often allows it to release. Now, if you still feel something, then this is your body asking for it to be expressed. So the question would be, if this sensation could make a sound or a movement, what would it be? Jessica, it's already got an answer. Yeah, punching with my arms. So the trick here is to allow a sound that is non-verbal, like it's not a word. I'm going to use anger as an example. I'll just give it to you for myself. If I'm feeling angry in this moment, and I can think about an experience that I had recently, I felt anger, then it would be, and if I'm in a place where there's people around, I might do that in my pillow. It's just your body wanting to express it. Or maybe I might lay on my bed face down and punch. And that often, yeah, swear, go scream in your backyard. Whatever that might be. Sometimes when I'm feeling fear, I feel really constricting in my throat area because something wants to be spoken oftentimes. And so it might feel tightening, and the way that I will counterbalance that to give it a movement is I'll tighten my whole body. So my invitation to you, if you're feeling fear, is to, and you felt tightening somewhere, is to clench every single muscle, my toes, my legs, my thighs, my seat, my back, every muscle that I can think of, and then release it. And that often, just matching the sensation of the feeling allows it to move, and then it completely goes away. Okay. How are you feeling right now? I kind of feel relaxed now. A fast walk is, yeah, always a good way to move your body. Whatever it is, just ask your body if this sensation could make a sound or a movement, what would it be? And oftentimes the wisdom of your body shows up just by allowing yourself to ask that question. All right, then step 4 is learning. Okay, what is this emotion here to teach me? What's this feeling have to offer me? What wisdom is this feeling here to give me? And this is the key piece that most people don't know about. Right? Like there's such wisdom and richness and an opportunity to go, what's really going on here? Why is my body responding in this way? So that is step 4. And I would like to invite you to ask yourself that. What's this wisdom here to show me? Tamara, that is a harder question. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling more relaxed, Omeka. The wisdom is here to show me when I am not feeling a part of. Ooh. Wow. Well, I have some really wonderful questions. If you take that feeling, whether it be anger, fear, sadness, joy, or creative, there's some specific questions that you could sit with and see what emerges. And they're outlined on page 5. So I'm going to share real quick just what those are for the recording purposes. So step 5 of feeling your feelings all the way through is to receive the wisdom from that emotion. To receive the wisdom. There's wisdom. There's gold to be mined. And all it takes is a few moments. So I invite you on page 5 of your workbook to anchor in whatever emotion it was that you identified for yourself and just ask the questions. And I'm going to play some music here in a moment so you can jot down what might emerge from asking what this feeling is here to show me. And these are just thought joggers, just to ask yourself and be present and notice what bubbles up for you. So the questions for anger is to ask myself, what's not aligned here? My values are being challenged. Clearly, when someone's angry, is because there's values being rubbed up against. Something's not aligned. What's no longer a service to me or my environment or the community that I'm a part of? And what needs to die or be changed so something new can come to life? So these questions are here for you. And I'm going to just cue up some music just to give you a little bit of space to ask, what's the wisdom? What is the wisdom? And once you feel that you've received the information that this feeling has for you, wisdom, go ahead and just drop an emoji in the chat just to let me know where you are. I want to give you some space to capture your thoughts and the learning. Oh, wow. Thanks for sharing in the chat there, Jessica. What emerged? A beautiful wisdom that feeling had to show you. Thanks, Lachelle, Jessica, Olmika. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you. Great. Well, as you can see, allowing a little bit of space and allow the wisdom to emerge. And then that, my friends, is processing your feelings all the way through, feeling your feelings all the way through. So that way you can reveal the gold that's happening, the gold that's available. You just take time to mine it. All this gold. Did you know that it was available? Okay, friends. Well, I would like to invite Rini to share some questions. Beautiful processing. Thanks, Sandra.
I think this is great, Cynthia. Thank you so much. And I think that the number 5, page 5, the questions are really, really helpful, you know, to be able to kind of navigate. It's kind of a similar thing that I shared in the beginning when I didn't know it was my turn to.
Yeah.
It was kind of the same thing. I had to go through that process of asking question, like I said, is it a big deal? Is the money like what is those kind of question? It's like because sometimes you react based on your emotion without understanding the consequences, and
Mhm.
sometimes you do things that in your relationship, for example, with your partner or whoever, or even friend, that you hurt their feeling because you react, you do things without thinking. But the question and that the step where you pause and you breathe help you calm down and okay, think, wait a minute here.
Mhm.
But anyway, so let's open it up and have everyone share your thoughts about this. Jessica, what's your comment on this?
Well, this is a beautiful process. I'm familiar with the process, but not done in this exact way. So I really appreciate it, Cynthia. It's similar in a lot of ways to the way that I work with people. But I did have an issue that came up for me very trenchantly 2 nights ago. And so it was really powerful to be able to identify the wisdom in the feeling because it's a super familiar feeling for me. And I'm going to work more with that. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jessica.
Wow.
Lachelle, you're next.
It's so interesting. I had forgotten that what you were talking about today. And I've been dealing with, I woke up on Saturday with my back is all jacked up. And so this morning I was like, you need to feel your feelings. So I actually spent probably 45 minutes instead of meditating, just feeling feelings. And it's so funny because I'd forgotten that I should have asked my back why it is so messed up. And I'm on day 5 of this. So it kind of wanes and stuff. And I'm like, okay, all sorts of things came up. So I have a little list of to-dos that I need to do that I had actually thought of last week, haven't done it. So it's now on my to be completed list. Thank you.
Wow.
Well, and Cynthia knows too. Like, I am not a stranger to emotions and helping people process emotions, and I see the value of it. And that was what the first thought this morning when I woke up. You know better than this. Process the emotions because that's what's going to let the release happen. So, thank you.
Mhm.
And I loved the time to actually dig further this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Lachelle.
Mhm.
Sandra, you're next.
Cynthia, this is absolutely beautiful. What I love the most about it is the simplicity. Very simple, straight through, and it just feels to me like you're genuinely here just sharing with us. And that allows me to receive it as genuine sharing. So I really appreciate that. Without feelings, I don't know if you're familiar with Dooley and the universe and all those, of course, and Neville Goddard, it wouldn't matter who it is. The fact is nothing is created in our life except from what we have in our feelings and what we impress, what we really feel. That's what we're creating. So when we don't even know what it was, We created it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So it's, I really appreciate getting here today and just seeing the simplicity. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure, Sandra. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
being present to receive.
I agree. I agree. The simplicity that step by step makes it kind of clear how to process your emotions. So thank you, Sandra. Angie.
I love this process, and especially, of course, the last questions, because that's where the gold is, right? And I chose to go into a very positive emotion, and because we often undervalue the positive emotions. We say, no, I'm happy, this is joy, boom, and then we move on. So I chose to really go into the joy and what it actually means. And it really comes down in a much deeper level that there's so much love and support out. And supply also, there's an incredible amount of supply. Ask and you shall receive. And it really, really is like that. So what I take away from this mostly is to really, I don't want to say mine, I want to say milk those positive emotions. Because remember, you always get more what you focus on. So I'm going to milk this.
I love your lens on that. Just a slight different lens. Beautiful.
I love that, Angie. I love that because you're right. I was talking with Cynthia in the beginning about this book by Gay Hendricks, The Upper Limit. We tend to sabotage ourselves when we get to that point where we think we're not deserving or whatever it is, that subconscious thing. So yeah, I love it. Milking
And
the
you
positive.
know why I said milking, actually. I'm now thinking about this, Rini. Thank you, because we're limiting. Mining is you go down, you go underground, you go down, and you kind of destroying. Mining is very destructive, and milking is nourishing and empowering, and it gives life. The milk gives life and helps you grow. Whether dairy is good for you or not, let's leave that discussion for sometime else.
I love
So
it. I love
think,
it.
yeah, this is why I resonate more with milking than mining.
I love it. I'm going to remember that. Thank you. Omeka, you're next.
Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah. Great to get in touch with my feelings, and it took me a long time to know what a feeling was and to be okay about feeling. I had, therapy was a great help, and 12-step meetings, and just it being okay instead of being literally beat down for, don't cry, don't feel, don't dance, don't, and a lot of forgiveness, and especially living with my mom and being her caretaker, caregiver, has allowed me to, that's why I said compassion. When I'm feeling afraid, when I'm feeling angry, I just release it into, my mother laughs a lot. So whatever she's laughing at, she's laughing. So I'm like, okay, it's really not that serious. Although it is, emotions are serious, period. And I realized that just now, that feeling fear and anger, I was not feeling supported. So when my back hurts or when my neck, or I'm not feeling supported. So I saw my friend, I don't have any friends and family. Nobody comes visit us. No, people don't call. So I saw people in my life, in my past life, and my life now, my future life, which is all right now, surrounding me and hugging me, and me telling myself I love myself, I approve of myself. Thank you, Louise Hay. And that I'm doing the right thing, and I'm creating a team of people, and people want to hear what I have to say, and I'm important, And so, and I lingered in that, and just taking the phone and putting it down and not having to stand, but just relaxing. And yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. So thank you. Thank you all. Yeah, a lot of wisdom.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Omega, for sharing that. I mean, you're amazing. You know, I watch your life, you know, you're caring for your mom and your patience and your wisdom, and you're always so kind and just, Omega, we love you. Virtual hug from here. So, thank you for sharing that.
Thank
And
you.
I'm not going to ask Cynthia's assistant here in the middle.
No, she's just
I know,
hanging out in the
I was just
background.
kidding. I was kidding. Camera, can you talk?
I can. I don't know why, but my camera's not working. I'm having technical difficulties this morning. But I would like, I was noticing when I brought up the 5 core feelings, how much is on like what we perceive as a negative side of, like the sadness, the fear, the anger. There's so much of that. And I love, who was it that said milking the good? I love that, because sometimes, I forget, like the last few days I've been like feeling this stuff, all this, and I couldn't really quite place it until today. But I felt all this pressure and, my gosh, I tell you, sorry. All this pressure. And then last night I'm talking to my husband, and I understood, because he was feeling anger at me. And I'm like, why were you so angry with me? I had no idea. Well, apparently I'd been being short with him and didn't notice,
Yeah.
So, we went through the conversation. We sat down and I tried to, ask him about his feelings and things like that. So I kind of went through the same process with him. And then, but I didn't do mine until this morning, until this. So it really kind of helped me too, to really understand where it's coming from. So this was like really great. I'm just going through this going, oh my goodness, this is going to be such a great addition to anything anybody does, and I would love to learn more about it, just so that I can teach it really well. And everybody is just so willing and wonderful here. I just love it. And Rennie, it's good to see you again. I hope you had a great vacation.
You. Yes, it was a great vacation. Thank you. And Tamara, this method of emotional processing will be so helpful for your relationship coaching.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that right up to the top there. That was like a ding, ding, ding right there.
This has been amazing, Cynthia. I'm going to give it back to you. We still have like 6 more minutes here.
Yeah.
I'll let you
Yeah,
continue with this.
I'm just this is such a beautiful group. When I got to speak with you a few months ago too, I was just like, this is such a yummy place. You've really curated. If structure creates culture, you've designed a beautiful structure and a lovely culture as a result. So, what I would love to give each of you the opportunity to do is just share a little bit of your lived experience. I'm going to cue up some music and provide you a survey link in the chat. It's also available if you want to grab your phone, you can scan a QR code on page 6 of your workbook. And it really only takes a couple minutes. It's just a couple little smiley faces you get to click and then share your thoughts. And what you're doing here is you're co-creating the future with me. So each of the things that I speak on, I want to be valuable. Time is our only commodity that we can't earn or barter or, right? It's a thing. And you just spent an hour here. So I'd love to hear what it is that bubbled up for you and what you thought about this topic as well. And then when we come back, I'll ask you a couple more questions so you can really create this learning loop. Can you everybody access what the survey? Sandra, you look maybe like you're not getting to the survey. It's not working for you.
Do you, I can't, then I lose the Zoom. It's just,
Oh, it's working for Sandra now. Okay.
oh,
All right. Wonderful. All right, ladies. And if it doesn't work for you right now, you're welcome to grab that survey when we complete also. But I just wanted to give you an opportunity.
okay.
Feeling is the code. Feelings, plural. Put that in the chat too. And at the end of that survey, you will receive a link to the bonus. So make sure you click that button that says bonus. And once you are feeling complete with that portion, go ahead and just let me know by dropping an emoji in the chat. I will guide you on the next closing.
That's a very smooth process.
Great. Glad you enjoyed that. It seems like you enjoyed it. Your face, it looks.
Well, I think you and I are connected in the same spaces. We
Yeah.
just haven't connected.
Great. Once you complete that survey, if you'd like to take this extra time with the music playing, just to ask yourself the questions on page 6 of your workbook too. What's your biggest takeaway, your inspiration or appreciation from today? And then one thing you want to do. What's the one thing that you want to do this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe today? Thank you, Jessica. Okay, ladies. Well, I trust that wherever you are in the process is exactly where you may be, and you're welcome to take some time on your own to complete the survey. And I recognize that we are at time, The bonus said I need request access. Oh, let me fix that. Thank you, Lachelle.
What is that? What does the request access mean?
Yeah, when
it
I
means-
clicked on that, then I got it. I didn't know what for sure either what to do, so, but I clicked on it and it gave me the access.
It gave you access? Okay.
Yeah. Scary question.
I didn't get access. I clicked on it and I did not get access.
Okay. Come on, Google. Work with me now.
Yeah, I didn't have access either, but we could complete the survey later on our own, I guess, if we.
Yeah.
I thought maybe because I'm having this Zoom open, so I can't.
Oh,
But,
you can access a survey. Is that what you're saying, Rini?
yeah, I'll do
Okay.
it later.
Yeah,
I didn't.
we'll fix that. And if you
Yeah.
have trouble accessing your bonus, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm in your chat and all that. I want to make sure you get your goodies.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to ask that because I wasn't able to get it. It was asking for my password for Google to get it. And I was like, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
That's really strange. Okay, thanks for the feedback. I'll
Okay,
I'll get
thank
you
you.
your
I'm
what
glad
you
I'm not the only one that screws up with the passwords.
Yeah, I couldn't either. So
all these amazing ways to get things to people, and sometimes they still don't work. So we'll figure you out.
yeah, and this is okay. That's part of our emotion, and it's okay. Everything is good. So thank you so much, Cynthia. This is such a useful topic for all of us. You know, emotion, it's something we deal with on a daily basis. So really
Yeah.
appreciate you coming here and taking the time to do this for us. Next week, it's a very similar topic. It's the manifestation breakthrough, transform patterns from within. It's kind of recognizing our patterns, which we often come up the same pattern over and over again. And it's like, how do you process? How do you manifest? So it's a kind of a related topic. So come back again. It's by Jennifer Asidao Rubin. I can't probably say her last name wrong, but yes, come back again. Thank you again, Cynthia, and all of you for your participation and contribution to this whole mastermind here. Appreciate all of you. So with that, Cynthia, is there anything else or anybody else have any other question or comment?
I did just provide the direct link to your bonus in the chat, and hopefully you can grab that. And
It still says that we need access.
okay. Access requests. I see there's 4. Okay, I got you.
Okay, and feel free to post it on the Women's Coffee Club chat also if you after we close this. But thank you again, everyone, and have a great day, great week, great weekend, and see you all back here again next week. Thank you again, Cynthia.
My pleasure. If you'd like to explore more,
Thank
I'm
you.
hoping you know where to find me.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks again, everyone.
Have a blessed week.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you.